Hey everybody, this is Palm Springs Cindy, and I'm here tonight to talk to you about my recent cataract surgery that I had 2 days ago. I'm going to go over everything that I experienced for those of you who have never had cataract surgery. So the first thing is I could tell that my vision was getting worse, and I didn't get my eyes checked because I just I diagnosed myself, and I figured, I'm getting cataracts. And so finally my vision got so bad. Remember, I recently got my license. Well, I couldn't pass the vision test. So I went to the vision person. Anyway, long story short, I've been waiting actually quite a while for my surgery. Well, I had it 2 days ago. So I went in, and first of all, you have to start taking eye drops. They forgot to tell me about my eye drops, to be honest. So I just started taking mine the day before surgery, and the doctor said that would be fine. So before I even begin this story, I'm not allowed to wear any eye makeup. So I do have foundation. I obviously have some blush, and I have some very red lipstick on to sort of counterbalance the fact that I'm not wearing any eye makeup. So I started taking my eye drops, and I went in. So this is the morning of the night before. Don't eat or drink anything after midnight. Try to stay very hydrated the day before. Take your eye drops, and then the next morning I went in at 8:30. And it was the typical, come in, we'll put your little hospital bracelet on. It was a surgery center, so they had scheduled many, it was like, get them in, get them out. So there were several people ahead of me, but by the time they processed me, then I went into the surgical room, and I just sat in a chair and sort of waited my turn. I was in a chair, I was in my street clothes, but I could see that there were like 3 to 4 gurneys of people ahead of me. And on the gurneys, they were laying flat. They had blankets up to their chin, and they had like little oxygen, a plastic oxygen breather up in their nostrils. So, I thought, okay, that must be, the look that they get you ready. That's how you get ready to go into the surgery room. And then they would pull people out of the surgical room, and they would, be on the gurney. They would have a patch, one of those shields over their eyes. They would be a little groggy. And, so I thought, okay, well, that's what it looks like on your way out. So finally I was up, and so my nurse came over and said, oh, come on, are you Cindy? Yes. She goes, come over here, let me start your IV. So I sat down in this most comfortable chair ever, and she put one of those hair nets on me. She started my IV, which I kind of went like that because it kind of pinched. And then she said, that is going to be the most painful thing that you will feel all morning. So I'm like, oh, that sounds pretty good. So then I was laying flat on my gurney. After that, they put me on a gurney. I had to lay flat. They have like your head situated in this guard thing. And they wheeled me over to a certain area. Well, soon enough, a doctor came over, and he said, I'm going to be your anesthesiologist. And what I'm going to do, I will be putting medicine in your IV that will relax you. And then after you get relaxed a little bit, I'm going to put something a little stronger in. But we need for you to be awake, because the doctor is going to ask you to, look up, look down, and you need to be able to respond to those directions. So he said, you won't be completely out, but you will definitely be comfortable, and you're not going to care what's going on. I was like, okay. I was a little concerned about not being out, because between you and me, I had gone on YouTube, and I was looking at YouTube videos on cataract surgery, and it was not a pretty sight. Finally, they wheeled me into the operating room, and I was the only gurney in there. Oh, but after the anesthesiologist left, or actually before, my doctor came up to me, who I had already spent time with when we just determined to do this. And he went over my chart, we talked, he asked if I had questions and so on. So I felt comfortable that, he was on the up and up on my chart. So, okay, they wheel me in, and all these giant lights are on top of me and blinding me. And I'm the only one in there besides like maybe a nurse and the doctor and the anesthesiologist. So now I'm scared. Now I'm like, okay, it's really happening. I'm scared. I was like, so I say, I'm scared, you guys. And they're like, what? What are you scared about? What are you scared about? So I said, you guys, I'm scared because the razor blade is going to be in my eye in a few minutes. And they're like, what? So then the anesthesiologist says, I'm going to give you your relaxation medicine. So he did. I did not feel relaxed one bit. So then the doctor starts the procedure and I jump like I'm not, because like his arm came around my head, I could tell he had the incision or the razor thing. I jumped and he goes, what's wrong? What's wrong? I said, well, because I can tell and you touch my eye and I'm scared and I know what's going on. And so they must have given each other the look, like get her down, give her some more, relaxation medicine. So in the long run, I jumped a couple times. They had to give me more medicine a couple times. If he had stuck something in my eye, I could tell. It didn't necessarily hurt, but I could tell that his arm and an instrument was going in there, and that made me jump. Well, they got me to a certain level, evidently, where I stopped jumping. And so the doctor would say to me, relax, relax. This part's very important. Keep your eyes steady, keep your eyes steady. Look straight ahead, look down, look up. And I could tell it was the most crazy operation I've ever had. They kept flushing my eye with numbing medicine, which was fabulous because it was like these eye drops that just made my eye feel so refreshed and so numb. And then they would do something and be like, okay, give her more of those numbing drops. But okay, this is what I saw. I know I saw his arm. I know kind of like come around me. I know I saw like an instrument, but it was like my eyeball was blue. All I could see was blue and maybe orange, and like these two orange triangles trying to meet. And then he would say, look straight ahead, look straight ahead. And sometimes the more I looked straight ahead, the more the triangles would come together. I didn't know if I was in charge of that, if I was supposed to be making those come together by the way I was looking or not looking. I don't know, but I just followed. He would say, okay, you're doing good. That's good, relax, look down. And so he guided me with his verbal instructions through the surgery. Now, I would see that, like I said, those two triangles trying to meet, and then maybe there were times where it was like a kaleidoscope bursting in my eye. So it was crazy. It was not painful. Once I figured out this is not hurting. I know he's got something stuck in my eye. I know he's using some type of a razor, but it's not hurting. So as long, and they also give you shots in your eye. And he even said, here comes your shot. And I could almost like see the needle, but it didn't hurt. So they had given me enough numbing medicine and enough of the make me relax medicine that it didn't hurt. And, maybe that's when I kind of went like that. Just the thought of a needle going in your eye. Honest to Pete, it did not hurt. And it was over, lickety split. He even would say, it's going to be over in just a minute, we're almost done. And then finally he would say, okay, this is it, we're done. You did good, whatever. And then he disappeared. The anesthesiologist disappeared and took the thing out. And then they put a thing over my eye, taped it on. I don't even remember that. And then they wheeled me back out to the room where I got my IV put in. And then they kind of pushed me into this little corner. I still had my oxygen in my nose. And so they were like waiting, they waited like 20 minutes and they'd come over and go, how you feeling? And say, I'm okay. And they go, do you have any floaters? Do you see anything in your eye? I go, no, my eye seems fine. And it did. And so I was there like 20 minutes, and then my ride came, and I could hear him talking. Her ride's here. Yeah, ride's here. Then they said, are you ready to go? And I was like, yeah. And I was. And so then they got me up. They put me in a wheelchair. They wheeled me out to the parking lot. And I lifted my butt from the wheelchair and put it into the car. And then the gal that was picking me up drove me home. I said, I can walk from the car to the house. And I did. I just walked slowly, came into my house, and I only have 2. They said, when you get home, take 2 Tylenol, which I did. And then I have 3 eye drops. One is just regular tears. And the other 2, one is an antibiotic and one is a steroid. And I have to be on these for like 5 or 6 days, maybe a week. I go next week to see the doctor, and he's going to check me. I had to go the very next morning back for them to look at my eye and say, your eye's fine. And then I have to go next Friday, like a week later, and have my doctor look at me and give me the A-OK. Now, my right eye, where they did the surgery, I see so much more clearly. I see much more, it's very bright, it's white, it's crisp. But if I go like this, then the haze, it's the yellow haze, is still there. So it's interesting because my brain is trying to figure out which eye to go with. And it's trying to go with my new eye, I'll say. So as I'm looking at you guys now, I only see the white and the crispness of my new vision. But every once in a while, my brain doesn't know what to do, and it'll kind of like, do I look out of this eye or do I look out of that eye? And then I get a little bit unbalanced. So I have to sleep with the guard on for like a week or so, only at night. I cannot wear any eye makeup for at least a week, which is going to drive me crazy because I feel so naked without my eye makeup. And so, that's it. I have to get my other eye done, but I have to rearrange my surgery date because I'm going to be gone to Mississippi. But I will not, now that I know what to expect, I won't be afraid at all. I'll know what to expect. I'm going to tell the guy, make sure you give me plenty of that dadgum relaxation medicine next time. Don't make me jump. So I know that, cataract surgery is like considered, I'm going to say kind of like old person surgery, where we get older, our cataracts thicken and get blurry. Because of that, our vision gets blurry. So we tend to need the surgery. Okay, so I've had one eye done. If you have any questions, comments, please let me know. That's what this channel is all about. Getting older, going through these kinds of experiences, sharing them with one another. And so let's see. I will say that afterwards, I've got down here, be sure and mention what happened afterwards. I went in with my regular street clothes, my regular shoes. They just put a blanket on top of me. When I came home, I slept in my outfit that I went with, and I slept all day. I woke up maybe once or twice and got a glass of water, redid my eye drops, fell back to sleep again. And now today, everything's been fine, except unfortunately today, because I thought I felt so good, I forgot, and I'm not supposed to bend over, and I'm not supposed to lift anything above 25 pounds. So I was feeling normal, and I bent over and I picked up Poppy's dog food bag to give her shake out her kibble. Well, it wasn't that her kibble was too heavy. The way I bent over was way too forceful with too much inertia, and I could tell my eye did not agree with my eye. So it took me a while. My eye feels better. And then I was out in the backyard because I had showered, washed my hair, and you're not supposed to get water in your eye. So they said, just shower, just don't face your shower sprayer. Don't let that pressure get on your eye. Well, I had my back to the shower and I was going like this, washing my hair, rinsing my hair. Never ever have I had like soap come back down in my eye. Today I did. Great. So I had to then I kind of went like that to get some water, shut my eye to get that soap off. So then, of course, got out and daub. Then I went out in the backyard because I like to go out there to let the sun dry my hair and just get some fresh air. And I went out in the backyard, and usually when I'm out there to do that, I like to do a little bit of yoga. I stretch, I do down dog. Well, I did down dog, and guess what? My eye, it was like, oh, my eye. Wrong. So I should not have done down dog. So those are my two mishaps. My bending over to get the dog food and pouring it, and I bent over too forcefully, and then my down dog was not a good idea. So with that in mind, that is my story for my cataract surgery. And I'm hoping that this eye, when it gets done, will give me much more clarity of vision, because my vision still it's much better, but it still could be better. And I think it will be when this eye is done. P.S. I love you. Mwah. Until our next conversation. Bye-bye.